The current cost of living crisis in Australia is affecting all aspects of life. This crisis is determined by the living cost indexes LCIs rising in each quarter. Over the last 12 months, insurances, financial services, food, beverages and housing have risen between 6.3 to 9.6%. Australia is finding it harder than ever to live comfortably. Those that cannot earn wages themselves and rely on government funding struggle immensely with this challenge. Figure payments for the single unemployed with no children are around $330 a week, and the disability pension for 21 and over independent with no children are $340 a week. Cost of living expenses. It was found that one person household would spend approximately $100 on groceries a week in 2020 before the cost of living crisis. This means that the cost of food, government funding is down by a third. Taking into account the cheapest average rental in Australia is about $180 a week, people on disability and job seeker pensions are left with only $50 to $60 a week. The areas that our target audience is struggling with so much is the increase in groceries. Supermarkets have upped the price of groceries and household items drastically over the last couple of years due to interest rates, supply and demand, and supply chain issues. The social program that we are proposing is a three-pronged program that will attempt to improve quality of life for some of our most struggling citizens. This program will involve an app for our primary segment, those on the disability and job seeker pension, that will help us locate the cheapest groceries around. Our secondary segment, supermarkets, to make special discounts or promotions that would help our target audience. And finally, our tertiary segment, government, to introduce programs that stop supermarkets from discarding unattractive produce, whether through discount or donation. We will measure the success of these programs through a series of rating scales and feedback to determine how our program worked after 6 months.
Our primary program is the creation of a digital app targeted towards pensioners and those on job seeker support payments in Australia. The name of the app will be Value Grocer, and the principle of this social program is to be used as a tool for assisted grocery shopping with the cost of living pressures in mind, specifically as a method for highlighting where the highest value for groceries can be found at participating stores local to the user. The app will first be introduced to New South Wales and, relying on its success, will follow with a comprehensive rollout throughout Australia. A predominant feature of this digital software is a market valuing tool whereby the user can provide their budget for their weekly shop and the categories of item they'd like to purchase, such as meats, homewares, long life goods, produce, pet items and so on, and the app will determine the shops that consumer can get the most product value for the budget they've allocated. Further to this, in a precise scope, consumers will be able to search for their sought items individually, and the app will calculate which business it can be purchased from at the lowest price. Secondary features include a grocery list space where users can keep note of their needs for the week and a how-to feature to aid in understanding its use and capabilities for users. The data collected within our primary research survey heavily suggests that people will be in support of our primary social program. Over 37% of participants on the disability support pension stating that they failed to earn enough to be able to purchase meal ingredients. Further to this, 100% of participants declared they are 80% likely or higher to utilise our created primary program. Due to this, we are led to believe that our digital software platform will be viewed favourably as a means to aid navigation and issue mitigation within the cost of living crisis. The most important accomplishment we need to achieve to succeed in urging consumers to adopt the use of our social program is marketing it as a tool that serves as part of a solution to manage the cost of living crisis. By demonstrating to potential users the benefits and assistance the program can provide, they are higher likely to accept the tool as a useful integration in their daily lives. In addition to this, the largest barrier of software is technology failing to be a strong point in the skills of some of our users, in particular the elderly or disadvantaged. As a result, we must endeavour to create the app in its simplest and most effective form and highlight its ease of use to encourage its application within this demographic. Potential competition of this program include the Woolworths created app and the Coles created app. This is particularly true when comparing each of their software features, with both Coles and Woolworths having shopping list capabilities, rewards boosters, and the showcase of front-facing weekly deals to consumers.
The application we introduced today is meticulously designed to assist individuals in achieving the financial objectives. It serves 4 key purposes. Cost efficiency. By providing access to cost-effective products, the application facilitates judicious financial planning and expenditure. Value-oriented shopping. It recommends alternatives that offer greater value for expenditure, ensuring users optimize the utility of their purchases. Daily expense management. A wealth of tips and resources are integrated to aid in the management of day-to-day expenses, enabling users to maintain a balanced financial lifestyle. Financial support and information. For those requiring guidance with their finances, the application serves as a comprehensive resource offering invaluable support and information. We recognize that adapting to new technology may pose a challenge for some users. To address this, we have implemented the following measures. Specialized assistant for older users. A dedicated feature offers step-by-step guidance specifically tailored for older users, ensuring seamless utilization of the application. User-friendly guide. A comprehensive guide is available for all users, providing clear instructions for navigating the applications effectively. Clear purpose communication. This application's functionality is transparently articulated, encouraging regular engagement and interaction into daily routines. Accessibility and simplicity are central to our intervention. To achieve this, we have taken the following steps. Number 1, device compatibility. The application is designed for use on both phones and tablets, eliminating the necessity of a computer. Intuitive interface. The design prioritizes ease of use, accommodating users with varying levels of technological proficiency. Number 3, multilingual availability. Clear instructions will be provided in multiple languages, promoting inclusivity and accessibility to a wider user base. Streamlined functionality. The application is engineered for straightforward and uncomplicated use, minimizing any potential learning curve. Number 5, comprehensive solution. In contrast to conventional methods such as catalogs, our application offers a comprehensive solution encompassing both budgeting and shopping, resulting in an enhanced user experience.
Our secondary program is working with supermarket chains to create discount plans designed for those on the disability and job seeker pensions. To promote a more inclusive and welcoming shopping experience, staff will be provided with training on sensitivity along with technical assistance on improving accessibility both in-store and on digital platforms. Simultaneously, it is vital for management to set up a regulatory guidance complying with relevant disability rights and anti-discrimination laws, while establishing a feedback mechanism to collect input from the targeted customers and make improvements accordingly. Potential barriers during this program can be supermarkets being unsure of the return on investment for these initiatives, making it difficult for them to justify the expense. Supermarket with established practices and tradition may resist to change, even if it aligns with societal expectations and values. They may view disability inclusive policies and discount programs as less urgent or more complex to approach compared to other business objectives.
In measuring the success of this initiative, we will consider several key factors: the adoption rate of discount programs by supermarkets, customer feedback on program effectiveness, and the impact on individuals receiving disability and job seeker pensions. It's important to note that similar discount programs targeting specific demographic have been successfully implemented in various areas. For instance, the University of California developed a program to help people who can't drive or use regular public transportation, like older folks and those with disabilities, by giving them discounts on the taxi rides, including services like Uber and Lyft. These initiatives have demonstrated increased customer satisfaction and loyalty.
Our third program that we are implementing is focused on the Australian government policies and state regulation. Our goal for this program is to enforce a ruling that prevents supermarkets and other produce sellers from discarding unattractive products under the belief that they won't sell. New policy will make it so that supermarkets can be forced to sell their produce at the same price as others of the same variety, or alternatively discount or donate them to food banks and other food-related charities. It is currently estimated that 20% of our fresh produce, such as fruit and vegetables, are getting thrown out because of their shaping, colours and blemishes on peel. Therefore, we believe it is in the best interest of everyone if supermarkets donate or make these products cheaper to prevent them from going to landfill and to improve their corporate social responsibility and goodwill. Based on our primary research that sent surveys out to both carers and those on the disability and job seeker pensions, all respondents said that they believe that supermarkets should not waste these products and instead make them cheaper or donated. Therefore, we can see that there is a need and there is a demand for this action to be put in place. The appropriate test run would be to get this policy created in New South Wales as a trial run before presenting it to the Australian Parliament. We need to be able to measure the change that our program has to prove its successfulness and have it further implemented across the country. We will continuously measure through a series of follow-up surveys for all those who voted that they are being affected by the cost of living in terms of groceries. We will also have sign-up sheets and review boards placed in supermarkets, as well as staying in contact with food charities such as Meal on Wheels, food banks and Feed the Hungry to determine the help they have received. But in saying this, quick and efficient help from the government can be considered as a barrier to adopting the program. Creating a new policy is not a fast solution, and there are many steps, discussions and evaluations that are done to ensure effective results. Therefore, while this policy idea is being processed by the government, we cannot expect supermarkets to act accordingly, henceforth becoming another barrier, as they, like other companies, will work for their own favour instead of the public.
To tie the program together, I will now explain how it relates to our driving theory for the campaign, social cognitive theory. Social cognitive theory outlines the relationship between an individual, the actions of others, and any environmental factors, and how these elements have influence on each other. SCT helps to combat social dilemmas through setting expectations, self-efficacy, and using observational learning to create a change in behaviour. Our first program, the LATS phone app, supports the user's desire for self-efficacy and agency, while their personal factors such as age or disability, and environmental factors such as the cost of living crisis may hold drawbacks in their everyday life. The LATS phone app supports self-efficacy through encouraging the user to take back control of their life and spending habits, while there are so many uncontrollable elements of their environment. The app therefore will create behaviour change by encouraging price-conscious spending habits as a result from interacting with their environment and driving from personal factors. This directly correlates with the social cognitive theory by reinforcing reciprocal determinism and the relationship between one's personal factors, environmental factors, and behaviour. Moving on to the second program, which involves the encouragement of supermarkets to lower prices for those on the pension. SCT supports reinforced learning and reacting off anticipated consequences to create behaviour change. For this program, the behaviour change is focused on decision makers within large supermarket brands, with their primitive goal being profitability. In the current media landscape, supermarkets are treating the cost of living crisis as a lucrative cash grab rather than showing compassion for the community. Therefore, personal factors of profitability and the environmental factors of the negative media coverage can create a behaviour change among decision makers to consider pensioners in their business model. The anticipated consequences of neglecting this segment of the market can result in a clear loss of public favourability, which is how LATS has chosen to promote this program in order to create the change in behaviour. Our third program is based on reciprocal determinism. Decision makers within government have the goal to consider all Australians to the best of their ability while reacting to changes in the environment, such as economical instability. They also have the personal goals to build favourability in the public eye to ensure their own career stability. As stated earlier in the video, food wastage, starvation, and poverty are all concerns for Australians at present, of which supermarkets are currently profiting off. Therefore, LATS recognises that policymakers have personal and environmental factors that lead to the behaviour change of restricting supermarkets' food wastage in order to cater for pensioners and those who financially struggle. In this way, all three programs carefully designed by LATS is supported by social cognitive theory. An evaluation plan to ensure the efficacy of our work has been designed if these programs were to be implemented. We have a post-implementation survey that will be redistributed to the public for pensioners and caretakers to fill in. This will give us both quantitative and qualitative data to analyse and track the improvement rate for pensioners and their ability to purchase groceries. Let's care about improving the quality of life for those who financially struggle on the pension, and we hope these social marketing programs will benefit those who need it most.